Hello, everyone, and welcome to Generation in Between. That was a very excited welcome.
You were. You're really overcompensating, I
know.
think.
Welcome to
Mhm.
Generation in Between, a Xennial Podcast where we remember, revisit. I forgot what we did for a second.
We redo a lot of things.
And sometimes relearn and redo things from being 80s kids and 90s teens. This episode is part of our Xennial Girl Summer, where we are rereading books from the 80s and 90s. Mostly, I think they're all the 80s. Yeah.
I think they are.
They're all 80s. And then rewatching movies. So we're one of our book episodes. And this is going to be, this was Katie's pick because she loved this author in her childhood,
Yes.
which is so weird.
Which, when we tell you the author, Danielle Steele, it's not like automatically you would associate that with a childhood author. And also, if you've been listening at all, or even if you're new, I grew up in a pretty conservative home, except for books.
Okay.
So they were like, I couldn't watch a lot of TV. I couldn't listen to a lot of music, but I could read anything I could get my hands on.
I kind of love that, though.
Yeah. And my mom read these books. So they were on our, like, people would give them to her for Christmas and stuff. So they would sit on our bookshelf when she was done. So I just read them.
I mean, I can't judge because I read Stephen King when I was a kid.
Right. And so, I think part of the reason I didn't read Stephen King is because my parents didn't. Yeah. So I didn't like have access at home to it necessarily. Yeah. And it wasn't like what I picked out at the library. But if they would have, I probably would have.
I love that. I'm kind of like that with my kids with books because they are advanced readers. You probably were too.
Oh, yeah.
So it's just, I mean, in today's day and age, everyone, there's lots worse things than reading about something in a book.
I agree.
Right?
Yeah.
Back then, we didn't have those options. Look, I tried to have my hair down. I'm too hot. I'm sweating.
Wait. Yeah, when did you do that?
I'm sweating.
Her hair was down when we hit record, and now it's up.
I'm hot.
What happened?
Guys,
oh my gosh.
Speaking of Xennial, we're in midlife, so hormones are wild. It is summer in Florida.
Hot.
And I just see Katie in a sweatshirt, and I start sweating all the time.
So, like, it's funny because if you're watching on the YouTube or on social, Danny has on this kind of dark purple tank top, and I almost wore the exact same one.
It is like
similar,
the exact same color too.
Yeah, it's like a wine purple. And then I remember, like, when I sit down, I just didn't want like all my like rolls to bubble up.
Oh, I feel that.
So I threw on a giant sweatshirt. So here I am.
But you like a sweatshirt because it's like a whoopee. It's like a
whoopee. Like, I feel like I could. It's our podcast, but I feel like I can't wear a snuggie or a blanket or hold a pillow. Maybe I'll just start. Then I can wear short sleeves and hold a pillow.
Do what you need.
Yeah, I think I might do it.
Like, I tried to have my hair down. I'm so hot. Plus,
couldn't do it.
My hair right now, guys, at the hair saga of somebody who's trying to grow out their hair, it is at such an annoying stage because it's like right at my, like, what do you call this? Collarbone area. And like right above it, so it like won't lay straight. It like flips out. It's annoying, and it's like in my face, and I'm hot, and so it sticks to my face. Yeah. It's just a thing. Once it gets, it's not going to get that long, but once it gets longer, it'll feel better. Or once I get to the point where I can't stand this anymore and cut it all off again, because that's probably where I'm going.
I need a haircut. That's partially why mine's braided, because I've been noticing that even if I do my hair right now, the ends are just so fried.
Oh, yeah.
But like, I don't know. I don't go back to school like my kids do, but I don't. But I'm always like, oh, summer hair, I'll get it cut for back to school. Maybe it's because I'm taking them.
Well,
and I'm like, I'll just go too. I don't know.
That's hilarious. Well, also, you don't get a haircut often.
No, I think was the last time when I had bangs.
That's wild.
I might have gone one other time.
See, if you colored your hair, you would have to get it like me. If you were blessed with so many white hairs. One of our friends we had dinner with last weekend, and she was saying, guys, I think it's time for me to dye my hair for the first time in my life. I'm like, bitch, please. Like, first time? Come on.
I mean, I've dyed my hair
I
know. Lot,
I know, but you don't have to maintenance dye it.
Not to maintenance dye it for grays yet. If I even do it then, I guess we'll see. Because, like, maybe I just
you probably won't want to, because it is a lot of maintenance. I know you hate that.
I hate it. I hate it so much.
I hate looking old more.
Well, that's the thing. I guess I'll have to find the balance.
Yeah, you have to see, because you got to
find the balance.
You're going to have to see if you're a person who can pull it off or not.
True.
Because some people can, and they don't look older. Do you know what I mean? They might look their age, but they don't look old.
Correct.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Right, yeah.
It doesn't age them. I can think of a few people who it just looks really nice.
Yeah.
Or you could be like me. It ages you at least 15 years. I'll show you pictures. It was not good.
I wonder if it's because you're small build too. No, I'm serious. Like, when you think about aging, you think about like frailty and things like that, don't you?
Wow, thanks, Katie.
I'm just saying.
Small people are not fragile.
I know. No, all the small people are coming for me.
Listen, I can beat some people up. Don't you test
I know
me.
you can.
Listen,
I'm just
wondering. You not know your dog has not taught you. Be scared of things in small packages.
Oh, my dog has taught me. I forgot for a second.
See?
Though. Oh, yeah.
I don't know what it is. It's just, I think it's just because my hair naturally is so dark and I am pale. And you're not pale, so that probably will help you. I just looked bad. And I don't think I look bad with short hair. Mm-hmm. Like, I think short hair, I can do short. Like, some people feel like they don't look, I feel comfortable with short hair. So it wasn't the shortness of my hair that bothered me. It was the color.
Okay.
I hated it.
Well, it's fair.
But anyway.
You tried it.
That was a whole long talk about hair to say why my hair did not make it. Whatever.
Did not make it. And I'm in a sweatshirt. But look.
And I'm so hot. Like,
coming soon, a lap pillow.
Okay.
It'll be here.
And I'll be wearing a fan.
A neck fan and a lap pillow. Oh. If you're not watching on YouTube yet, you better get on that train, because you don't want to miss these.
Listen. Okay. Did you look up the We Don't Care Club lady?
Yes. She's hilarious.
She is the best.
She's so good.
I need to add that. We don't care if we wearing a fan on our neck because we are hot.
Yes.
We don't care what you think. We don't care if you think we're weird for holding the pillow in our lap. It is comfy.
It is comfy.
And we love it.
And we have to be comfy to be ourselves.
See?
I should put that on a t-shirt.
Deep Thoughts by
But I
Katie
won't wear
Parsons.
the t-shirt. How about a sweatshirt? I'll put it on a sweatshirt.
I think too, part of you, that's your Midwest roots that you just can't let go of.
Yeah, probably.
Because you do wear sweatshirts year round in the Midwest.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And summertime nights are chilly.
Yeah, they are. Okay.
All right. Moving on to.
Okay. No more delays. Yes. So this is a book edition of Xennial Girl Summer. Yes. And we are discussing the blockbuster worldwide hit Kaleidoscope by Danielle Steele.
Do they call books blockbusters? I don't think so. No. I just think they say bestseller.
Oh, I have heard that before. Okay.
Blockbusters movies.
There was a TV movie of this one.
Oh, boy.
We'll get to that.
I can't wait to hear the research. So first I got to tell you, and if you're on YouTube, I'm going to show you. So when I ordered these books, I ordered from Thrift Books. Mm-hmm. They are not a sponsor, but if they would like to sponsor us, please do. And you can, I think I said this on the last one, you can pick like the quality of the book you want.
Right.
But I wanted like an OG one. And so there's like mold on the pages.
Awesome.
But this is like a grocery store paperback.
Yeah.
For those of y'all who were not alive during this time, my grandma would always buy, she probably read this, the grocery store paperbacks. They were all about this size, little bitty books. They'd be by the register on like a tourney thing. And anyway, there's mold on the back and a very beautiful glamour shot of Miss Danielle Steele with actually that's what my hair looks like these days.
It's back the photo is backlit.
And she's got
you need backlighting.
Hold on.
That's the problem.
Yeah, I bet I could make my hair do that.
I bet you could.
Okay. We'll do
actually kind of look like Danielle Steele.
I mean, she's pretty. I'll take it.
You actually do. Wait, hold on.
Is it the same? It's not the same. But we tried. Y'all need to go to YouTube and see that dumb clip. Anyway, I had to get this one and and then I spilled something on the pages.
I was going to say, was that you or did it
come
like that?
No, it came with the mold on the back and then I spilled something on the pages.
So it's extra loved or hated
because
or used. Okay, so
we'll
let's
get into that, but let's
get into
background.
it.
I can't
okay,
wait.
All right,
Katie
all right,
researched
sounds
this
good.
one since it was
I
her
researched
choice.
this one since it was my pick, and to be fair, I have not read this since I was a teenager, but I remembered it when we went thrifting, and they had that whole Danielle Steele section at that bookstore.
At the beachside one.
Yes, and I didn't buy this one. I think I bought Family Ties, which is another really, really popular one of hers. But for some reason, I was like, oh, yeah, I remember reading Kaleidoscope when I was like probably 12,
and you
maybe
didn't remember
13.
what it's about?
Not really. And then once I started reading, I was like, okay, kind of. And then as I just kept going, and then I listened to some of it on audio, which, spoiler alert, not read by anyone famous. It was a very old, like, recording. I couldn't find, it's not on Audible.
Could you hear my favorite one? I don't remember what I listened to not too long ago, but like I could hear them turning the pages. Yes, I love that. I love that.
The older ones, it's fun.
Yeah,
it's fun. Okay, well, let's get started first with Danielle Steele.
Okay. Is that her real name?
Her full name is Danielle Fernandez Dominique Shuline Steele.
Wow.
Yes, and she was born in 1947 in New York City.
Okay.
So in addition to this book, Kaleidoscope, some of her other really famous ones, The Promise, Jules, The Gift, Safe Harbor, Family Ties. So she was born to a German father and a Portuguese American mother in New York City, as I said. And she spent part of her childhood in both France and the U.S. She was fluent in French her whole life. And I guess she was shy. She loved to read.
So the French stuff in here makes sense.
Yes.
Okay.
How like there's like randomly a character that lives in Paris or France.
Well, she was French. Yeah. The mom was French.
Exactly. But she was kind of shy, and so she often like took solace in books, like shy and non-shy people do, I guess. And she began writing like stories when she was a teenager. She had finished her first manuscript when she was 19.
As did we. Well, not a manuscript, but we wrote.
We did.
I saw her.
You were a published poet.
I totally was.
I'm still not a published author unless you count the stuff I just published myself. I know it's coming. Stay tuned. So she studied at NYU, New York University, and the Parsons School of Design.
Hey, any relation?
No.
Oh, okay.
I wish, like, hello, let us in. That's a really prestigious
give me
school.
Some of that money.
She considered a career in fashion, but then she decided to become a writer full time.
As evident with this glamorous shot.
Hello, Danielle.
On the back of the book. So good.
So she has been married 5 times.
Ooh.
Guess how many children she has?
0.
I did not know this. More than that.
10.
Little less than that.
5.
9.
Oh.
9 biological children. Which I guess you can afford if you're...
But your body can't... Oh my gosh.
And the amount of things she's written, I'm like, did you have a staff of nannies?
Surely she did.
Yeah, she probably did.
She had help. To write
as much as she has.
Yeah. She had help. But also, maybe her husband did a lot of the caretaking. One of the 5.
Or all 5.
Maybe that's why she had 5. They're like, I'm tired of this shit. There's too many kids.
Oh, I thought you meant because then she could have 5 babysitters. Oh, like not babysitters, but 5 people. Dads aren't babysitters. I take it back.
Take it back.
5 people to care for the children instead of just 1.
Well, she probably had help. But I'm just sitting here thinking, I think of people with that many kids.
Mm-hmm.
Having 2 children, 3 pregnancies, and 2 children that were brought into this earth. My body is wrecked.
Mm-hmm.
On the inside and some on the outside.
Some you can see, some you can't.
Right.
Yeah.
I cannot imagine. Although some people's bodies recover way better than others.
Yeah.
That's true. Mine doesn't. This body is not made to give birth. If I would have given birth in colonial times, I'd been dead. And
yeah, you'd be, well.
No, I would. I had to have C-sections. Babies do not come out.
Oh, yeah.
Kaden might survived, but I'd be dead.
Right.
So
one way or the other. And there'd be no Cooper then in that case.
Correct.
Oh, that's sad.
I know. I'm like, I would be dead. Actually, I probably would have been dead way before that because I had all this other stuff that happened.
I love how I said it was sad that Cooper wouldn't be here after you said you would be dead.
I know. Thanks for that.
Oh,
I didn't even pick up on that.
I meant all of it. I just happened to say it after the Cooper thing.
But you gave birth naturally, right?
I did.
All 3 times.
Yes.
See, you might be okay then.
I might. I feel like I could be a 9 children kind of person.
What?
Not now. Too late for me.
No way in hell could I have 9 children.
Yeah. I mean, we had talked about fostering and adopting when the kids were a little younger, and then just never really got into the space. But we had talked about having even more kids at home. Our house isn't big enough though, and that's a big thing with like fostering and stuff. They have to have their own space, which totally makes sense. But anyway, okay, so 9 children,
9 kids.
However, one of her sons, his name was Nick, he completed suicide in 1997. Yeah, he was, I think, in his early 20s. He was a young person. So she actually wrote the nonfiction book, her only nonfiction book, His Bright Light, to honor his memory and bring awareness to mental health issues. I'm not sure exactly what his were, but obviously something that impacted her. Okay, so her first novel, Going Home, was published in 1973. And at first, she kind of went a little bit unnoticed. Not a best-selling author at all. Sold some. But by the 1980s, she just kept writing. Her books started to kind of creep up the bestseller lists. And once she got there in like 1983, everything she's ever published since has been a bestseller at some point.
All you got to have is one book to get in the door with like the moms and grandmas.
Mm-hmm. And the grocery store paperback turnstile. I'm telling you.
Because back in the day, that's who the grocery store turnstile. That's the word I was looking for.
Yeah.
Back in the day, that's who was there. It was the stay-at-home moms going to get groceries for their family, the grandmas, retired grandmas.
Yeah.
That's who they were catering to with those turnstiles.
Absolutely. And why?
Oh, that froze. Back.
Oh, that was weird.
I think it stopped recording for a second.
But is it recording now?
Yeah, it is.
Okay. Weird. Okay, we'll keep an eye on it. Maybe the internet buffered or something.
That was strange.
I guess we'll see. Hopefully you can hear us, listeners, and everyone that's watching the live stream that we're not sure where it is. Sorry about that. Okay, so she has written 190 books.
Whoa.
Yeah, I would have guessed, I don't know why, but I would have guessed like 70. I don't know. 190.
I never would have guessed that many.
Like, I'm trying to even like do the math on that, like how many a year that would be.
Well, remember how many that lady had at that bookstore?
Yes.
She had tons of them.
Tons of them. Yeah. And she sold more than 800 million copies of her books.
Holy
800 million. That's wild. And her books have spent over 1,000 weeks on the New York Times bestseller list and have been translated into 40 languages.
Whoa.
Yeah. And then on top of that, because of the timing of this and what you were just talking about the audience, many of her books were adapted into TV movies, especially in the 1990s.
Makes sense.
Including Kaleidoscope.
TV. Were they on Lifetime?
They were on Lifetime.
I knew it.
Most of them. Yep. And this particular movie, Kaleidoscope, had Jacqueline Smith.
She was in a lot of them.
Yeah. So she was, oh my gosh, why can't I think of her name?
In that TV show, Dynasty? No.
Yes, I think she was. And then she was what? One of the Charlie's Angels? Wasn't that her? Oh my God. I got to stop guessing what people were in after that sunglasses at night incident. I'm not even guessing. This isn't about Jacqueline Smith anyway. So we're just going to keep moving.
It doesn't matter.
In addition to all of that, Danielle Steele is a Guinness Book of World Records holder.
What?
For having a book on the New York Times list for the most consecutive weeks. So it's like the same difference. She's just been awarded a Guinness record.
That's crazy.
It's not for like longest burp or something. I don't know why that was the
all
thing.
All the Guinness records are so weird.
There's some weird ones. There really are. So she also has, she doesn't now, but she had owned an art gallery in San Francisco. And she actually, in addition to her writing and apparently 9 children and 5 husbands, had a career in art curation. Yeah. And her big thing was like showcasing up and coming contemporary artists, like trying to shine the spotlight on them. She seems it's interesting. And I don't want to like undermine her writing at all. But I was surprised that she had like such a diverse kind of background, spoke different languages, lived different places, did all this stuff with art. Because I feel like it's very plainly written or written to appeal to the masses.
Oh, yeah.
Which is fine. But I don't know. I would have thought she was just more of like an everyday kind of person, writing about everyday kind of things.
Well, she's a Renaissance lady, right?
She's a Renaissance lady. Yep. So she, despite being that famous and that beautiful picture of her, she rarely gives interviews. She's a very private person. She doesn't like to appear in media. She doesn't like to go to book signings. She says she prefers to let her books do the talking, which is cool.
Fair.
I mean, look, you don't have to go on a book tour. You don't have to go on Good Morning America.
It is a lot. If you're not a people-y person,
right,
that would be very draining.
I agree.
Like if that is not, especially because writing is solitary.
Mm-hmm.
It is. Like you are very and for some people, going and talking to people, reading their work, like you, it would probably be energizing.
Mm-hmm.
But if you don't like that, and be like, here, I just want to put my piece of thing into the world. And
I think it depends what it is. Like the book I'm working on now, I'm excited to get to talk to people about and like see what they say about how they feel about the topics in it. I don't know. The work I do on Alzheimer's might be harder, but then again, I'd like to hear what other people say and their stories. So I guess it's what it's about. I feel like if I was writing about something nonfiction traumatic, that might be hard, unless you had gotten to the point where, again, you're trying to help people and hear their stories and all of that. But she writes mostly fiction.
Yeah.
Interesting. So, she reportedly writes exclusively on a vintage Olympia typewriter.
Oh, I love that.
Isn't that cool?
What is that? Who's reporting that?
It's not a secret. It just like she says that.
Oh, because she doesn't give interviews. So it's like, yeah, I got you. I love that. There's nothing like the clickety clack of a typewriter.
I know. I love typewriters. I love them. My great aunt left me one from like the 1940s when she passed.
I love that.
Which I thought was and I just have it in like the case it came in. It weighs like literally like 30 pounds. I don't even know that I could get like like the ribbon or anything anymore. Probably but I like if I ever have like an office where I write, I like kind of want to display it or something. But so for now, it's just like packaged up because I don't want anything to happen to it.
I'm telling you, my favorite class I ever took in school was typing.
I liked typing too.
It's like, what is that with the noises, the EMDR stuff? Yes. And plus you're moving your hands too, so you're fidgeting.
Right.
But it was so satisfying. And I'm a super fast typer.
Mm-hmm.
And I used to have a typewriter because we used to have to write papers on typewriters before we had computers.
Yep.
But I loved it. And I used to have to rewrite notes because that's just how my brain works. I have to like write it. And then anyway, and I would type them. I would write them in class and then come home and type them.
I love that.
Because I also can't look at unorganized writing. It stresses me out.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Brains are weird.
That's interesting because I take handwritten notes at my rehearsals that I'm directing, and then I also type them up to share with the cast after because it helps them, but it also helps me like, wait, what did I mean by that? Oh, yeah, and then I can extrapolate a little more.
Yeah.
It totally helps. See? Write your notes twice, write once and type again. They said sometimes she and like her family and her publishers say sometimes she'll work up to 20 hours a day when she's trying to finish a novel, which I
sounds like somebody else I know.
I do understand.
Meanwhile, I'm yawning over here for no reason.
My husband got up, I don't know, when we were getting kids off to summer camps this morning. He's like, what time did you get up? I was like, 4:30.
Okay.
And he was like, what? And I mean, I always get up early, but he's like, why? And I was like, I had work I had to do.
What time did you go to bed?
I did go to bed late last night. I went to bed at like 11.
Okay, that's not...
I don't normally go to bed that late. It was because I had rehearsal till 10.
But even if you don't go to bed late, you get up at 4:30.
Right.
It's gonna nip you in the
ass.
It
will. I try to adjust my sleep schedule when I am in rehearsals because otherwise I do go to bed earlier.
What time do you normally go to bed?
I'm usually asleep by 9. Almost every night.
Oh my God.
I'm beat.
How do you go to sleep with all them people in your house? I know they're not asleep.
I say don't talk to strangers
they're
online.
So loud though. Like
good night.
Not that they're loud. I just mean people are loud.
Oh yeah, I don't care about that.
You don't, because you're not a light sleeper.
If I'm exhausted, and like my husband's gonna stay up later, he'll turn on like white noise on the TV for me while everybody's still awake doing stuff.
It's so hard for me to go to sleep when there's a lot of activity because I'm a light sleeper.
Yeah.
But I used to, like, when I lived by myself or I had like a roommate and I would wake up at godforsaken hour to go work out at the gym before working a full-time job, I would go to bed super early.
Yeah.
But I can't now.
Yeah.
But also, anyway.
By that time, I'm so exhausted, I can fall asleep. I'll probably
so crazy.
I have a rehearsal tonight, but I'm only at it till about 7:30. So either I'll go to bed like 8:30 or 9.
That's so wild.
Or when we're done recording, I'm gonna go home for a couple hours before I teach. I'll take a nap.
Oh, and you're
which I can do now. Oh yeah.
See,
which I can do now without my full time. I mean, I have a zillion things I need to do, but
your body will let you
my
rest.
body will probably be like, take a quick nap.
Yeah. But and also you need to have the sleep.
But I also have to finish watching K-pop Demon Hunters. Have you watched? Oh, that was my face like 4 days ago. Ask Cooper about it.
Okay.
Guarantee.
All right.
I thought it was just
I'm surprised you're watching this. That's why I made the face. I mean,
Tegan asked me to.
Oh, okay.
And I even said to because Amelia had watched it. She's like, oh, it's so good. And I'm like, is it satire? And she's like, no, it's like an actual, it's like an animated anime musical.
You don't like
kind
cartoons.
of. I've enjoyed it. Maybe I like anime.
Yeah. Maybe it's anime.
And remember how we talked about it's female forward.
Yeah.
It's not, because it is like for kids. So, I mean, a lot of cartoons are, but it's, I don't know, it's just fun and interesting and
y'all heard it diverse. Here first. You heard it here first. Katie's watching a cartoon.
I am, but I only watched half of it because I was tired.
Well, that's okay.
So I fell asleep. Tegan paused it. She didn't want me to miss anything.
And see, you can fall asleep in movies and stuff. See, I can't do that either.
She's like, Mom, are you falling asleep? And I was like, yeah. Usually I try to be like, no, but I was like, yeah. She's like, I'm going to pause
Are you like a liar when you're trying? Like, I'm awake.
Yeah. Yeah.
I do that when I'm reading in bed at night. I will fall asleep like while I'm reading and my book will start and Troy will tap me. And I'm like, I'm reading. And he's like, yeah, your eyes are closed.
You're not fooling anyone over there.
I've also dropped the book on my face. Like if I'm getting really comfortable and then you drop it on your face. Yeah. And I'm like, oh God. Okay.
Yeah. I could totally see that. Yeah. We in fact, you know how I told you we watch NCIS sometimes before bed.
That's so wild.
We had to watch one in 3 parts because I kept falling asleep. We finished it last night and they're like 44 minutes or something. Long. We finished it last night and it like looped back to like something from the beginning and I was like, who's that? And I was like, that's the person that was dead at the beginning. And I was like, in this episode? And he was like, yes. And I was like, wow, what? And so he's like connecting the dots for me and I was like, oh, right. Okay. I remember now, but I really didn't remember.
All right, K-pop.
All right, moving on. Okay, yeah, so K-pop Demon Hunters. Right, you need to watch it.
All right.
Okay. I'm going to watch the second half of it. That was my point. Maybe this afternoon with Tegan.
It's like a series?
No, it's just one movie.
Oh, it's a movie.
It's a movie. Yeah.
Okay.
So even better. You won't like it hooked and have to watch it all the time unless you want to watch it over and over. You might.
Who knows?
You're going to like their hair.
You know what I rewatched the other night? Just because I just felt like watching something. Because Caden was, I don't know, he's never home. He's probably at your house actually. And then Troy and Cooper were watching Lord of the Rings. Bleh. Sorry. Don't like it. I was like, I'm going to watch Rocky Horror. I haven't watched it in so long. God, I forgot how good Tim Curry is.
I love Tim Curry.
I mean, I knew he's good. I mean, like, I know the movie, but
he's good.
Man, that's one I can watch all the time. It's so fucking weird and great. I love it.
It's weird and fun, and the music's hilarious.
New dream role unlocked for me, too, by the way. Ooh. Magenta.
It's a good one. You know, there's places around here that do that.
I know.
Every year. You might need to go out for it.
I might need to. Because that one you can be older and play it.
Oh, absolutely.
I know.
I love that show. Okay, great. Well,
sorry. Speaking
K-pop
Demon Hunter, Rocky Horror, and
Danielle Steele novels from the 80s. Actually, yes, 87. So this one was
87.
So moving on from Danielle Steele, the person, to the book. This was published in 1987, and I am going to read the official plot summary for those who didn't read it or did read it. Kaleidoscope tells the story of 3 sisters, Hillary, Alexandra, and Megan, who are separated after a family tragedy. Their father, a U.S. military officer, commits a violent act that destroys the family, and the girls are sent to different foster homes and adoptive families. Years later, a private investigator named John Chapman, hired by the girls' late guardian, well, no, he hasn't passed yet. Anyway, tries to reunite them as adults. The story weaves together themes of trauma, identity, forgiveness, and sisterhood, each woman's journey deeply shaped by their childhood experiences. The title Kaleidoscope symbolizes how fragmented lives, when turned and looked at from different angles, can form a beautiful pattern of healing and reconnection. How do you feel about this? Bleh.
Listen, I need a second. I hated this book so much. It was so heavy.
Yep.
I was thinking, oh, Danielle Steele. This will be like brain, brain
beach read.
rot, beach read, easy. It was so heavy. There was so much trauma, so much grief. So again, guys, this has not been a great summer for me. I texted Katie. I was like, okay, have you started reading it? I don't remember what I said. I was like, this book is a lot.
I hadn't started rereading it. And then when I did, to be fair, I picked it out before everything got wild.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I still wouldn't have liked it.
You wouldn't have.
Did you like it rereading it?
No. I felt like and then I read a few reviews when I was doing this research that I was like, that's it. I felt like it took a lot of time setting up some of the characters at the beginning.
Yes.
And really took a long time kind of telling that origin story of everything that happens. And then it kind of just sped up. And then it just ended.
Correct.
And I was like, what happened?
It was this very big buildup of trauma, especially for what was the one main girl? Hillary. And guys, in this book, if you haven't read it, she was the oldest of the three. The mom, this happens pretty soon on. The mom dies. Then the dad dies. Tragically. I won't tell you how because that will ruin stuff.
Yeah, if you are still going to read it.
And then they get separated. The three kids, they don't have family. I was pissed off that their best friend, who was their lawyer,
Arthur,
did not. Like, he had this bitchy wife that was
Marjorie.
Like, I'm glad you remember all these names because I do not.
Marjorie was not playing around.
And he should have grown a pair and been like, these are three humans. Like, listen, I have two children who I love dearly. I love my friends' kids, other people's children. I don't really want to hang out with, but I would never, in my wildest dreams, abandon three children, especially have them be apart from each other.
Yeah.
Because they don't take you together.
No.
So I would never, I would never. And like, if my husband was like, let's say, okay, my best friend Amber has three kids. This is a perfect example. You have too many children, so I can't use you as an example.
Can't use me as an example.
If something happened to them, her and her husband, and I was like, Troy, like, what are we going to, these girls are alone. Like, what are we going to do? Like, we can't just, and he said, I don't think so. I'd be like, bitch, we doing this. I wouldn't say it like that.
In your head,
actually, I might.
Yeah.
And honestly, he should have taken them, and they had the money, and his
and
wife,
they didn't have their own kids.
No. And they had plenty of money and time and resources to help these girls and provide for them. They could have at least fostered them if they didn't want to adopt them.
In the meantime,
they could have fostered all three.
Yeah. And I don't know how much of that is like a timing thing, right? Because the girls are young in the 60s ish.
Well, that's
late
true.
50s. And I think we didn't understand as much about adoption and sibling separation. I mean, it's kind of common sense. Well, like, your parents died, you don't want to not be with your sisters.
It was someone that they knew Arthur,
right?
They knew him.
Yes,
he was not a stranger. It was their parents' friend. He was in their lives already.
Right. It's frustrating, and then it's sort of interesting because as the book goes on, Arthur's the one that in the end, when he's it's fine. Spoiler alert if you didn't read it. When he's dying toward the end, because he's an old man.
That doesn't ruin the story at all.
It doesn't. Doesn't matter. Who cares? But he is the one then that like hires this private investigator because he feels now like regrets,
as he should,
that they were separated. And again, back in the time it's written, they're not doing 23andMe DNA kits to find each other. They're not on internet forums looking for each other. Like, Hillary, the older one, goes looking for the sisters the best way she can try. She goes back to like where they might live, and she even went and like talked to Arthur, and he's like, at the time she talks to him, this is before he's sick on his deathbed, he's like, I don't know where they are. Like, they were adopted out.
All right, so well, let's just agree now. We're just going to give spoilers because
we're just going to have to. How could we not? Yeah.
So let's rewind a second and talk about the parents dying. Okay. So the husband and wife are like in love, and then they're like not, which happens in relationships. But then they get into a fight and he just kills her.
It did feel like it escalated very fast.
Hello? What?
Yeah. And I felt like some of the traumatic outbursts she being the writer, Danielle Steele, tried to relate back to like military trauma, kind of. Like some of the writing made me think that was the implication, which we do know is a thing.
Yeah.
But like you said, there wasn't really signs of that leading up to that.
It's like out of nowhere. I'm like, what, he just killed her?
Yeah. That was crazy. And then obviously felt so bad about it. Then he ends up taking his own life.
Right. Again.
Heavy, terrible.
So much in this book. And then the thing what I don't like about books like this is I feel like it's kind of like trauma porn, where it's just so detailed in the things that happen abuse-wise. There was a book I had to stop reading.
Wow.
When I was young, it was years ago. It was a book that was, I think I talked about this before. It was an author I really liked, and he was writing a story from the point of view of a woman who had been abused and then her abuser. And it would go back and forth.
Okay.
Which sounds and it was interesting for a while until he gets to where the molestation and stuff happens, and he goes into details on both accounts. I just feel like that is too much. Now, if it was your own story and you're telling the story, that's your business and you're right, and you deserve to tell your story. But when it's fiction, I just feel like it's almost objectifying trauma. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And that's what I can't handle. Like, you don't need to tell the details of how she was held down and things inserted and like the pain. I can't handle. I can't handle it. I'm not saying it's right, wrong, or in between. I just don't like it.
Yeah. Yeah. I'd never heard trauma porn before, but I think there's something to that for sure. If you're writing it kind of for shock value, which again is a writing technique and can lead to books that people want to read or keep turning the pages on, but I can see how even fiction, obviously things like this happen in real life.
Right.
So to objectify it, like you said, to kind of make it your, I don't know, like your shiny thing that makes people like your book or keep reading it or read your next book.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot.
And I mean, it's the same reason why I can't do like crime and stuff like that, is because I don't know. I don't like to relive that when I'm trying to entertain myself.
I get that.
That makes sense.
No,
that's why I like fantasy stuff, because it's just so out there.
Right.
And even horror stuff is so out there.
Right.
Like when it gets too realistic, I feel like there's enough of that in real life. I have enough of my own bullshit to deal with. I ain't trying to read about somebody else's.
I get that. I totally get that.
Like, especially when it's kids, that's the other part that's hard. She was a young teen.
Exactly.
Yeah. And the scene where her fucking uncle, after the other lady died, and he's trying to get her and rape her, and she runs outside nude and is like beat up, bleeding, crawls to the neighbor's house. Yeah, doesn't this sound uplifting, guys?
Yeah. Beach read.
It's like, I just was like, oh my God.
Yeah. Yeah. And to that point, later in the book, when the private investigator is trying to track them down and he goes to those neighbors, I felt like the neighbors were kind of like, they were like, oh yeah, it wasn't so great over there. There was some stuff probably that went down. It's like, hello?
But that happens so often. People just look the other way because it's messy to get involved in humans' lives.
Yeah.
But I think you always need to say something if there's a kid involved.
100%. 100%. Yes.
I don't care. Send the police over there. Oops, if something seems weird, it probably is.
Absolutely. Oh, I created tabs in my Google Doc. You can do that now?
No.
Yeah.
Girl, I don't know that.
Ashley told me. Hey, Ashley.
Ashley's just changing our lives.
She is.
Bit of info
One question,
at a time.
Bit of info, but I didn't mean to open the tabs, so they're just blank tabs. But here's the real one. So thank you, Ashley, but I don't need that particular skill right this minute. So, okay. So I did, kind of like we've done with the other ones, I did come up with some book discussion questions.
Oh, sorry.
So
I thought
these will touch on some of the things. So this is similar. Do you think that Arthur was right to try to reunite the sisters later in life, Why or why not?
That's a tricky one because I thought it was selfish of him for lots of reasons, all the things he did, because he wanted to feel better about himself. He wanted, because he did. Now, granted, good, but also, I mean, and it's never too late. But then it also kind of is. I don't know. It bothered me. I'm glad that they were reunited, but also, and then I felt so bad for Hillary because the other two girls had these pretty great lives.
Yeah, they had nice families and education, and they were kind of doing like careers they wanted to do.
Like one was like a baroness.
Yeah, like literally. Yeah. Who, like, her marriage wasn't so great, but generally.
And that was the other thing.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, he just has some change of heart.
That was weird. Yeah, that was weird. Because he was like mentally, like emotionally abusive.
Yes.
And distant. To the point that she didn't want him to know she was adopted because she was afraid that he would like freak out about her lineage because she wasn't like a true blood baroness or whatever.
Can we say red flag times 100?
Yes.
If you don't want to tell somebody that you are in a partnership with, that you were adopted because you're scared they're going to freak out, red flag
of like 1,000 with that guy. And then, yeah, like by the end, they had kind of like patched things.
He flies to America and is like,
yeah, she was the one that lives in France.
Yeah. And he's like, hello, I am now here. And I am sorry. And she's like, okay.
Yeah, that was strange.
What?
I did like the plot point because Hillary, because her growing up was, you know, the foster homes, the abuse, being on her own as an adult, trying to make her way in the world. You know, she just had a lot of continued trauma after the trauma of her parents passing. She was still kind of hardened when she met her sisters. But then when she met the nieces, did you notice that? She melted a little more. And that opened the door for like her to have a relationship with that particular sister, Alexandra, I think. And it was like, the way I read it at least was kind of like that was the thing that sort of jumped that boundary for her. And I don't know if Danielle Steele was trying to relate that to that there's these two little girls and like Hillary always felt responsible for her two little sisters. And if there was some kind of like reconciliation in her own self, being able to be around these other children and I don't know, be part of their lives. I thought that was pretty well written. And also like kind of you said with kids, they change how you feel about things for sure.
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
I would have liked to seen in this book less of all the details of them, mostly Hillary trauma book. I would have liked there to spend more time on the end part of the book, like once the sisters are together,
that was
and
rushed.
how they get come together and their relationship building and getting to know each other as siblings, because the youngest was a baby,
right? No recollection of her life before that.
Which I guess that's another reason. I don't know. Anything when kids are mistreated, I just have a very difficult time with.
Yes, absolutely.
And then that poor girl, the poor big sister trying to be a parent. It's just,
it's a lot.
It just
very heavy.
Me.
It's very heavy. And yes, I agree. What did you think about there was time spent on the adoptive moms of the other two girls, the one in France who was pretty close with Alexandra, and then the one out in San Francisco. That's funny. Because now that I'm saying all these cities, I'm like, wait, we just talked about that with Danielle Steele, how she doesn't argue, like she kind of hits the same places, the places right she knows. Yeah. Both of the adoptive moms were like very, at first, resistant to the private investigator. I think in both cases they didn't know they were adopted. I think that's right.
Yeah.
Hillary knew that her sisters had been adopted out. So I don't know. What did you think about that? Because I was trying to put myself in their shoes. That if my kid had, well, first of all, and look, neither of us have adopted children. Neither of us are foster parents. So this is definitely not judging, but like your personality, if you adopted a child, would you want them to know their true story from the jump? Would you tell them as a young adult? Would you always keep it from them?
I think I would want them to know the truth from the beginning. That's just because how I am. But I know people who have done closed adoptions and they keep it that way until their kid turns 18.
Okay.
And then they're like, now they let them know that they are adopted.
Just not the details.
Right.
Okay. I think that's what I would do too. It depends what the severity of the situation was.
Well,
probably.
And I do think age appropriate info, right? I mean, but I do think it's important for kids to know full truths, even hard ones.
Right.
Because it does, everything that happens to you does affect who you become, whether you fight hard like Hillary did against to change things, or whatever, but it does affect you.
Yeah.
Whether you know it or not. Your body knows, your brain knows, like.
Yes. And I think too, there used to maybe be, and I don't know this, I wasn't alive at that time, a bigger stigma about adoption.
Oh yeah.
Particularly of babies, that like if you didn't have to admit to the outside world that it wasn't your biological kid, you just didn't. Not that the outside world should have any say in any of it. But then if you're presenting as that's your biological child, which is your choice, then you kind of have to present that to the child too for that to hold up.
Yeah.
And so I wondered, like when this private investigator is talking to the adoptive moms and they're like, oh my God, don't tell them, or I need to tell them first, or how dare you, you know, I thought, you know, if they've been trying to kind of uphold this facade this long,
oh yeah,
that is a lot for someone to just come crashing in like, hey, I'm gonna reunite all the sisters and Arthur sent me, and you know, I could see that, how that would be. But you know, the way it was written then, the adopted moms were still just as close to the girls, and it was like a larger family situation.
We know that mothering or any relationship really doesn't have anything to do with blood.
Right.
So.
Right. Yes. Agree. Okay, so here's another one. I don't know how I feel about this question. We can skip it if you think it's weird.
Okay.
Is forgiveness necessary for healing in the book? Then I was like, what does that mean? Do they mean Hillary? I think
her forgiving Arthur.
Yeah, must be. Do you think she needs to forgive him to heal?
Okay, that's a loaded question in life in general. Because I don't know if that's always true, which is a hot take on it because that's not what most people say. But sometimes you don't have to forgive. You just need to release it. Just let it go.
Yeah.
And that's not forgiving. That's just releasing it. What I tell you the other day, bless and release.
Bless and release.
Like, bye. Because
it's not excusing it. It's not saying, oh, I understand why they did it. It's just saying, I mean, not to be crass, but kind of like, I don't care why, I'm moving on for myself.
Or not even I don't care. Like, I do care, but I just need to move on. And I don't have it in me to forgive you for XYZ. Because there are things that I would feel would be unforgivable.
Yeah. I have a big one in my life, and same kind of thing. I've never forgiven or been like, it's fine, but I've released. And that's, you know, my daughter's biological dad not being involved in her life. That's not something I'll ever be able to understand.
No. Right. And you don't want to.
Because I didn't do it. Like, I also was a young parent who didn't know what to do, and I didn't make that choice. So I think, but it's also something I don't carry around because I'm like, well, like, that was out of my control, and I can only be my half of the parenting, and you know, life goes on from there.
Yeah.
But I don't think that I ever need to forgive that person to have like healed from it or be okay about how it all went down. Down the road, you know. And my daughter, it's a different story. She gets to decide that for herself. Her own human. You know, But anyway, okay. Well, that question was good, actually. Okay. Oh, this one's dumb, but see, I thought the last one would be good. We had some good conversation. Megan, who's the youngest, who was the baby, leads the most grounded life of the three sisters. Why do you think she adapted more smoothly?
Ooh, you know, I didn't think about that.
Because she,
That's
if you
weird,
haven't read it, she's like a doctor in a clinic for
Appalachia,
Appalachia underserved communities, and really passionate about her work and the people who she helps. I mean, I would just say it's because she probably experienced the least amount of processing of the trauma. I mean, we don't know how much, babies can process necessarily, and even subconsciously.
But she didn't remember it.
She didn't remember any of it.
I mean, that's probably why. I mean, that's kind of an easy answer.
That's what I mean.
Because of trauma.
She didn't experience it in the same way.
When you're a baby that's 1 and a 12-year-old.
Yeah.
It's my sister and I talk about those kind of things a lot because we're 7 years apart. So it's almost like, even though, for whatever amount of years we lived under the same roof, we had a very different experience. There's things I don't remember because my little brain, either I just don't, or my little brain said, goodbye, I don't want to remember this.
Right.
And she remembers obviously more because she was, thinking about, I was 4.
Right.
She was 11.
Yeah.
So the things that stick.
Dang. Yeah. I think so too. And I think it's the family. Like you could say like maybe an argument for the middle one had it great because she had this like really wealthy and notable family, but that comes with its own things too. So I think it was also the family that Megan was adopted into who were successful people, but like grounded, normal people that gave her like a normal everyday normal
is in quotations.
Yeah.
I would say they were grounded, just stable people.
There you go.
I was trying to think of a good word. I was
That's
like, come to me, word.
Hey, I came up with turnstile earlier.
I know.
So anything is possible. Okay. All right, moving on. Okay, this is a good one. If the story had ended without the sisters reuniting, would the novel have had the same emotional impact? Although if you didn't feel an emotional impact.
I didn't like it. I wouldn't have liked it then either.
You wouldn't have liked it then either?
No.
Do you think there is a world where they could have written it without them reuniting?
Yeah.
Okay. Would it have been more interesting?
No.
I
didn't.
Everything leading up to it just was not it.
I just did not like this.
I think it wouldn't have been as satisfying for the reader. Like, I wanted them to at least meet each other. Even if they ended up being like, okay, now we're still going to go our separate ways. Just the curiosity in me as a person. I was like, they have to meet each other and reunite. They have to see their sisters.
I mean, I'm glad they did, but I still did not like the book.
Yeah.
Did you watch the TV movie, by the way?
I didn't watch it. I had wanted to. I found it on YouTube.
Oh, you did?
So I watched like pieces of it.
Okay.
So, because I kind of wanted to
but
see
you
what
saw
was
it a long
left
time
out.
ago?
The TV movie? Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah. But this time, not much. I looked up a little, and Jacqueline Smith kind of looks like Danielle Steele, to be honest.
Well, a lot of ladies look like this.
Yeah. In the movie. So I'm sure they honestly, made for TV movie, they had to leave a lot of things out, I'm sure.
Okay. I obviously did not watch it.
I'd be interested to know how much they left out, because there's a lot going on in this book.
There's a lot.
Let's see. Oh, okay. Okay, so this is kind of related to the one I just asked. Does closure always require reconnection?
No. Had that my own self.
Because you can just make the decision yourself.
Yeah.
You don't need another person's presence to decide that.
Another thing I worked on in therapy.
Love.
Yep. Because you have to get to the point where you have a realization with some people in life that there won't be closure. And it sucks.
Yeah.
But you have to just say, okay, that's just going to be what it is, and move on.
Right.
Like, I mean, it's not a good feeling to not have closure, because as humans, we like to have period done. That's just the way we want to have
the answers.
Yeah. But sometimes you don't get them, and you have to move on. Yeah, I don't know.
Totally agree. Yeah, I agree. I mean, I know, especially having, teenagers and preteens, teaching that even whether it's a friendship or a relationship, and they want to know, but why did they do that? Or why did they feel that way? And it's like trying to say, sometimes you just won't have the answer to that. and it isn't fun, and it isn't satisfying, and it isn't fulfilling, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
So you yourself have to create that, whether closure's the word or the ability to move past things, that sort of thing. Yeah, so I agree. I don't think you need it. I wanted to ask, it's not on this list, what did you think about the kind of side story with the private investigator and his ballerina girlfriend?
I was like, what?
I know. And then
she was a bitch. And she talking about her feet, like how sore they were all the time. I'm like, all right, well, obviously she's a narcissist. So like, red flag, sir.
Yeah.
All she talks about is her dancing and her feet.
And she didn't like when he was getting called away for work. And how he was like going far without her and stuff.
I don't know. That was, I guess it was just a statement on, I don't know. I thought that was a weird
But then were they trying to set him up that he was kind of like, I thought.
Well, at the end of the book, him and Hillary are dating.
Yeah. But then for a while, when I was rereading it and re-listening to it, I thought they were trying to set him up with Alexandra.
So did I.
Maybe weird. That was on purpose, but I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess you have to have him because he's the vehicle to find the answers.
Well, and then the weird random guy with Hillary.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, what was that there for?
And man, she was not nice to people she worked with.
I know.
Damn. But again, and it was kind of built as this like she puts up walls because of the trauma, which I get.
It's kind of a trope. Also.
It was a trope for sure. Kind of obvious. Like, oh, she's a bitch at work.
Yeah.
Because all this stuff happened to her.
There was a lot of like standard like 80s.
Like high-powered businesswoman who's also terrible to her coworkers.
Correct. Those tropes.
Yeah. And also isn't a mother and, like all the things.
Because she can't handle it because of her trauma.
Because of her trauma and her high-powered career. And I don't know. I just thought that was interesting. What else?
Well, another reason I think I didn't like this, it was Lifetime movie. It
really was.
And obviously it was a movie on Lifetime. So there you go. But I don't enjoy that.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I'm glad you didn't like it either. Because like, if I go in there and Katie's like, oh my God, I loved it so much again.
No.
I'd be like, what? I
mean, I'm glad I read it. It did make me think. I mean, I don't know. I'm on a personal level just very intrigued by like adoption and just the mentality of family split up and stuff. Not because I like any of that. I just think it's really fascinating to look at the different angles. So I think on concept, I liked this idea, not all the trauma that got them there, but this idea of 3 people who had the exact same parents, live 3 very different lives separate from each other. And then how does that look once they've lived a decent amount of their life? I like that idea. I think it could be written differently. Maybe I'll write a story one of these days.
Don't put all that in there and I won't read it.
Okay, I won't. I'll just have like I think inconveniences, not trauma. How about that?
I'm not saying you should ever like shy away from trauma in stories, because I think it does sometimes help people who have been through similar trauma, even if they read it in a fictional book.
True.
I think it does. But I think going into the gory details of the trauma, that's where I think the trauma porn aspect comes in. Because it's, I think about it in real life, like as an example, is when you have video of like police brutality or something. You don't need to show the person
going through that.
Yes.
Right.
I think that is objectification of trauma as well. Unless they want it out there.
Which is their story.
Which is their business. And they're right.
They feel like it should
be. But they get to
seen
make that right. Nobody else. I don't like it when I see people filming car accidents or like you don't that's not your right to do that. I don't know. I
get that.
Anyway.
I mean, for as much as I am interested by things like true crime and all of that, I don't like shows like Cops what was the one Police, what was the one that was recently out? It's like Police Live or Live Police or something. I can't remember what it's called. Everyone's screaming at me.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
And it's just a show where they follow police along on their beat that night and they film it all. So like someone gets busted for drugs, someone gets pulled over.
Do they have to sign a release?
I would
assume
think so. But even then, I'm like, this person, like, it's entertaining to see this person, clearly on meth, like being harassed by the police.
Yeah, that I don't like it.
I don't like it either. It makes me, and I don't like the prison ones where they're like inside real prisons. Like,
unless
that
the people want to tell their stories.
Unless they want to tell their stories, and then there's room for that, I suppose. But yeah, it's very bothersome.
Anyway,
but, okay, so
I meant
we've made it through
their story. That's what I meant.
Yeah, I knew what you meant.
But anyway, we did make it through, and this was such a different episode than our last one. We were talking about wiener sandwiches.
Correct.
I was sitting here while we're talking, and I'm like, I don't know what kind of clips we're gonna have from this episode.
It might just have to all be from the beginning.
We were
being silly. And then be like, and probably like the book with your face by Danielle Steele. That's probably it.
I don't know, guys. I'm wondering if anybody read this with us, because I know a few people who are reading the books, and I was like, "Oh, are you going to read Danielle Steele?" They're like, "No," but they read Flowers on the Attic. They read Judy Blume. By the way, last night I was like, I am just going to start reading Forever Now. Okay, even though we have a few weeks, I'm halfway done. It's such an easy read.
Easy. Is it fun too?
Yes, and I did read this as a kid. I remember it now.
See, I don't think I have, but I'm interested when I start to read it. If it floods back to me.
As soon as they lay down on the rug to make out, I was like, oh, I remember.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I'm ready.
Or
maybe I'm not.
It's a lot.
I can't wait.
It'll be a much more lively discussion than this.
And we'll have an in-between episode, and then we will have American Pie, not Fast Times. That's later. And then American Pie, and then it's Forever, and then it's Fast Times, and that's the whole summer. Dang, summer's flying by. But then it's getting super close to spooky season.
Which should we tell everyone about our news that we're going to be in an independent film? Everyone,
we are.
My friend OP, who is now Katie's friend as well.
Yes.
Is working on a really fun project. It is dark comedy, horror-esque.
Yep.
Mockumentary. We're not going to tell you anything else
but yeah, we're going to start working on that this fall. Hopefully wrap by January, I think he said.
I don't know.
We'll see. It might take longer, but that's generally the time frame. So we'll keep you guys updated as we know more. Definitely. And don't forget to tune in to our Dawson's Creek episodes. Yes. We got that next. We decided to record this one first, so hopefully we have something a little lighter for Dawson's Creek.
I have so many things to say about these last 2 episodes of Dawson's Creek.
There's a lot happening. There's a lot.
Y'all need to listen. If you don't usually listen to our Dawsons, y'all need to just go listen, even if you don't rewatch. I think most of the people that listen do not rewatch with us.
Or have never watched.
Have never watched.
Or they tried one and they're like, yeah, no.
Because we go on so many dang rabbit trails. It is not even funny. But also, we do rake them across the coals a lot. Those writers are losing their minds for season 3.
They really are.
Ugh. Anyway.
Yeah. Join us on that. Awesome. Thanks for tuning in for Xennial Girl Summer, and be sure to leave us a review wherever you're listening.
Yes.
Share us in your stories, like on Instagram. Be like, check out this episode.
Yes.
And if Kaleidoscope's not the one, share Goonies.
Share
Dawson's
one
Creek.
Is great.
Our questions one. Yes. People are loving that one. And if we didn't get to your question, we're going to have a follow-up to that, I'm sure.
We will.
Don't worry. It's coming. All right. Well, thanks everybody. We'll see you on our next episode. Bye.